Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Tuesday lunchtime. I was out all day yesterday doing various things, so I'm sorry I didn't vlog at all yesterday. And I still need to edit and upload my vlog from last week, which hopefully I'll do later today. But work has been very manic and I'm a little bit behind myself. So I am going to be work mode all afternoon, but I'm going to put on an audiobook and I'm going to listen to Rainbow Grey by Laura Ellen Anderson. Now, I don't know anything about this apart from it is in middle grade and it is raved about on BookTube, and I'm intrigued. And it's been in my save list on Scribd for so long now and I just haven't got around to it. And I think it's only about 3 hours long, so I'm going to get my head stuck back into work and listen to Rainbow Grey and hopefully finish it today, and I'll come back to you later and let you know what I thought. It is Tuesday evening now. It is about 6:30ish. The other half's at work. I'm on the sofa with this furry nugget and I'm going to do some reading, but I thought I would just show you the books that I bought yesterday in Basingstoke. I was gutted, to be honest. I ended up getting 4 books in the works and 1 book in a charity shop. There are about 4 or 5 charity shops in Basingstoke, and what I love about shopping in Festival Place is they've got lockers, so you can actually, like, rather than carry all your stuff around, go and drop it in a locker. Absolutely happy days. So I did that before I went out to charity shops. I'm like, I'm going to need 2 hands here. I gave myself a budget and I'm like, so treat yourself to some books in charity shop. It's been a really long couple of weeks. I only found 1. So, and that one was, where have I put it? Here. The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides, whatever. This is a book she made me buy. It was £1 and it's definitely a new copy. It's clearly not been read. All I know about it is a woman has shot her husband to death and then she hasn't said a word since. And I think this is a psychiatrist trying to get her to talk and find out what happened. So it sounds interesting. I've sort of got a bit of a love-hate relationship with thrillers recently. They're either like 5 stars or yeah. So I'm intrigued about this one. But then I went to the works and the works kind of saved the day, really. I've got 4 books there. I got the 3 books of the Shadow and Bone series, which are, what are they? Laini Taylor's Daughter of Smoke and Bone, Days of Blood and Starlight, and Dreams of Gods and Monsters. So again, that's kind of a book she made me buy. I've heard the name Laini Taylor so much, but I'm not familiar with what the books are about. I think they're fantasy, not too sure, but the fact that I could get the trilogy for a £5, I like that. I thought, yes, we're doing that. And then I just got this one on its own. This is the Wayward Girls. And basically, after reading Home Before Dark by Riley Sager, I am craving something with a ghosty vibe, something a bit spooky, and this says on the front, chilling and unsettling. It says, the haunting began quietly, the girls heard it first. And I just read the quote on the back, a near perfect ghost story, and that was enough for me. So I don't know what it's about. I haven't read the rest of the back yet. I'm not going to. I'm going to dive in soon. But yeah, I'm just craving some ghosty, spooky books. So that was all I got yesterday. Bit disappointing. Had hoped and planned to get more, but what can you do? If they're not there, they're not there. So tonight I'm going to cozy up, I'm going to do some reading, I'm going to try and crack on with my non-fiction November TBR. I started a couple of Christmas books the other day, I want to jump in those as well. And I really need to work on my NetGalley books as well. It was one of my aims to really boost my score on NetGalley. And remember, I think I said in a previous vlog that I'd got to the stage that a couple of the books had expired. So I bought a couple books to review. So I'm going to start with this one, which is I'm Absolutely Fine, a manual for imperfect women. And yeah, I'm going to dive into this one. I'm pleased I called it NetGalley. I've been calling it Netflix books the whole time. I think the other half wonders what I'm yapping about. But anyway, that's my plan for the evening. At least start that and snuggle with my boy. So I will catch up with you later. So it's Tuesday evening. It's about 10:15 and I've come up to bed. Dukey's downstairs in his room. I let him out for toilets and then he came in and just plonked straight in his little bed. So I thought, oh, bless him, if he wants to go to bed, that sounds like a plan. Had a really good reading evening. I finished 3 books that were on my TBR for non-fiction November. They were all 3-star. They were not particularly wow. They sort of were interesting. Would I recommend them? Would I pass them on? Would I read them again? No. They were 3 stars because I appreciated the effort the authors have gone to research the topic. And, you know, if you're really interested in those topics, then those books are probably absolutely fab for you. For me, not so much. I kind of read those books more to fit the prompts for non-fiction November, so maybe my interest just wasn't there. Do you know what I mean? So there's nothing wrong with the book. It was a solid 3-star, but it just wasn't for me, and that's fine. But the 2 Christmas books I'm not gelling with either. Now, I am an elf trapped in a human's body here. Christmas is just... I'm ridiculously festive. And I absolutely adore Christmas. And I love Christmas books, and I love the predictability and the soppiness and everything, and there's just something missing. I mean, the non-fiction one, Christmas: A History, I am finding interesting. You know, we've learned about sort of where the Christmas trees have come from, what used to be important in Christmas and like long ago. That's all right. That's fine. The fiction one, I'm not gelling with. This Finding Love in the Christmas Market, I'm not interested in how she finds love at the Christmas market at the moment. We're only about 50 pages in, and already she's left England. We've been introduced to the coachload of pensioners she's taken with her, and she's met the guy. She's checked in the hotel and she's already met the guy, and I'm like, could you slow down for a minute? Can we have a bit of character build, a bit of development, a bit of something, please? And I'm just finding the writing really simplistic. I like a bit of description, I like a bit of anticipation, and this is just very, he went here, she said this, we did this. Do you know what I mean? She's not doing it for me, and I've never DNF'd a Christmas book, and I'm very close, and that's upsetting me. So I might break from it for a night or 2, or I don't know. I want to give it at least a few more chapters. Just the thought of me DNFing a Christmas book is just finding that a little bit hard to comprehend at the moment. I'm vlogging 2 other videos at the moment, so I don't want to cross over too much here. And I've started 2 new books for those videos tonight, and one of which I was only going to read 1 to 2 chapters just to sort of test it a little bit and see if it's a book that I'm going to be interested in. And I sat and read 9 chapters, and had I not looked at the time, I probably would have continued with the book. Now, I love that. I had that last week with Home Before Dark, and I'm enjoying it this week, so that's really good. I want to talk to you about it now, but I can't. I'm not going to. I have to wait. I'm reading, not Netflix, the NetGalley book, The Manual for Imperfect Women, and I'm enjoying that as well. I love the conversational way that's written. Like, it's just the author having a chat with you. That really, I love that writing style. And there's a lot of stuff that I'm relating to. There's a few things that I'm not relating to, but there's a lot that I am. And basically this is, they've sort of got the term mid-alt, which is like a middle-aged adult, but they're sort of getting rid of like the middle-age term, and they're using this like the mid-alt term basically. But they're sort of covering things that we are dealing with at this time in our lives, but I can't believe I'm middle-aged. Anyway, but that maybe we're not able to talk about openly, and I think I find that quite a bit in my normal like day-to-day life. So unfortunately my best friends aren't anywhere near me. I have 1 in Birmingham, 1 in Scotland, 1 in Brighton, so it's not like I've got any like my besties, if you like, close to me. I have a couple of female friends who I absolutely adore, who are absolutely lovely, but they're sort of in their late 50s, 60s. I know I'm a bit of an old soul anyway. Most of my friends, they are probably in their 50s, 60s. That's just, I don't know if that's the being an only child and spending more time with adults. I don't know if that's why that is, or if that's just how it sort of happened. I make friends with my work colleagues. But even the other half, we've quite an age difference between us. So I kind of don't have anyone around me at the moment at this sort of this middle-age thing. Everyone seems to have like grown up and settled and done adulty stuff, and I'm kind of feeling that I'm not quite an adult yet, but obviously I'm not in my 20s anymore. So anyway, personal stuff dealing with there, it seems, but this book is actually nice because it's saying you're not the only one that's going through this shit. We get it. There is swearing in it. There's quite a bit of swearing in it, so if that's not for you, then don't read it. But personally, I swear, so I don't mind reading it in a book. But it's good. We've sort of covered things like depression, therapy, anxiety, different times and reasons why we cry, truths about things that we acknowledge at our age. And that's just the first chapter. I feel that we've covered loads, and we're just beginning. So anyway, I've now waffled on for about 6 minutes this evening, and it was a really nice reading night. And I've now started a couple of new books that I'm really gelling with again. And I had some brilliant 5-star books last week. And I now feel that I didn't realise that I was kind of more in a reading slump, or not so much in a reading slump, but I was almost reading just to finish a book rather than reading because I want to finish the book. Does that make sense? And last week and now this week, I've got books I'm enjoying that much that I really want to keep reading. And I love that. So roll on the rest of the week. Hey everyone, it's Wednesday afternoon. It's about 4:15. And Duke and I were at the office at 7 o'clock this morning, my little man. And we've literally just got home about the last 5 minutes. And I'm going to meet the fam up at the pub. So I'm going to leave here in about 20 minutes so we can have dinner. And now I'm deciding what to do after. Half of me thinks I should go and do a full shop. And the other half of me is going, nah. So I don't know what half of me is going to win at the moment. And the thing is, by the time we sort of finish dinner, it ends up being like about 6:30, 7 o'clock. And the thought of then going to do like a full weekly shop is just on my days. So I'm thinking about it at the moment. But I really started some good books yesterday. There's a couple that I can't tell you about on this vlog because they're for other videos. But I'm just loving reading at the moment. I've really refound that absolute love for it, which is absolutely amazing. And work has not settled down, not at all. It is so busy and I'm so stressed, but I have got some really rubbish projects ticked off, which is, although I'm stressed, it doesn't feel quite as heavy. Does that make sense? Anyway, I'm going to go before I keep waffling, and I'll catch up with you hopefully later. So I'm back home now. I'm going to read at least a chapter of this. I really enjoyed the chapter I read yesterday, so I'm looking forward to continuing this. And then I'll probably pick up a chapter or two of my Christmas books. But to be honest, I plan on going out to bed in a couple of hours, so bring it on. I'm just over halfway through Rainbow Grey. I expected to finish that today, but my dad came into work earlier than anticipated. So work started earlier than I thought, and I didn't get a chance to finish it. So hopefully I'll finish that tomorrow. I'm dog sitting tomorrow and I'm working from home, so that could be a good audiobook opportunity. But I'm enjoying it anyway. But now I've got a glass of wine and I'm going to get back into this. Still going with this one. I've just read another 3 chapters. Still close to DNFing it. It's still not doing it for me, but I'm going to give it a little bit longer, but just not tonight. Another book I'm reading at the moment is The Wayward Girls. This is the one I got on Monday in the works in Basingstoke, and it's pretty good. I mean, I bought it because I wanted a spooky book. This, I think, promises to be that. At the moment, we've just got 2 young girls that live in a cottage that we know gets investigated by a paranormal investigator later. So obviously something's going to happen, but it's not happened yet. I'm only 50 pages in, so it's early days. But I'm quite looking forward to this. But it's kind of giving the same vibes as Home Before Dark by Riley Sager, which obviously I love. That was a 5-star. But again, we've got a haunted house, and then we've got one of the people that used to live in it going back to it later. At the moment, she's only been invited to go back, but I think it's pretty much given that she's going to go back. Yeah, to sort of like get answers and see what happens and things. So, yeah, so far, so good. Hey everyone, it's about 8:30 now on Thursday evening, and I finally sat down. I adulted tonight, okay? Big deal, that's why I'm telling you about it, okay? Because I don't feel like an adult very often. I've been working from home today, I've been dog sitting, I'm now with my favourite little nugget, and I was working through tomorrow's to-do list, and I was like, I've got to do a food shop, I've got to go to the post office and the bank, I need to go to B&M. I need to have a bath and hair wash, I've got to do payroll, I've got to do this, that and the other. And I just thought, there's not enough hours in tomorrow to do all that, not prep all the vehicles and stuff for the weekend, it's just not going to happen. So I adulted. After dinner, I did the washing up, and then I got my ass over to B&M and then Tesco's, and I did a full shop, and then I came home and I unpacked it, and then I went up and had a bath and hair wash. So that has ticked off a couple of big things for tomorrow now, and it means that tomorrow evening, as long as the day at work goes to plan, I can get my Christmas on a little bit more. I want to surprise the other half and put up a small Christmas tree. I only got a little 3-footer, a little pre-lit one. It was only a tenner, but I'm going to put that in the dining room. We have a tree obviously in the living room, and we're going to have one on the landing. And over Christmas there's going to be 3 of us, because it's going to be my partner, myself and his boy. And I'm going to put each person's presents under a particular tree, but I'm not going to tell the boys whose presents are under what tree. Oh, now I feel I should have got Duke a little tree. Too far, Sophie. Too far. Yeah, so it's just going to be little presents and trees dotted around the place. So I want to do that in the dining room. I want to set the table up in there and pretty that room up. I also got the extra lights, because Dean put some lights around the window down here in the living room. Well, I've got matching lights to put upstairs, and I know he really wanted to do that, but he's just not had the chance. So I'm going to try and put them up tomorrow evening, so that when he gets home from work tomorrow night, they're all going to be on. That's my hope, and I think he'll be really pleased with that. So I know it's only a really small thing, but he's just all of a sudden taken to having the decorations up. I think I've turned him quite festive. And are you? Little kiss shark. Yeah, so I'll surprise him with that. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get that done. We've now got a member of staff staying Saturday night. So my plan to paint upstairs Saturday in that room has kind of gone by the wayside, because obviously I don't want to have a room smelling of paint and fumes and stuff like that when I stay. So I'm going to change my weekend around a little bit. But I have Dean home Sunday evening and Monday evening and possibly Tuesday evening. Not saying particularly early he's going to be home, but I'm going to have him home for a few hours. 3 nights in a row that does not happen. So I am so excited. So I've got enough in to do a roast dinner one night, and I've got a couple of other meals that he likes as well. I'm so excited. But anyway, it's 8:30, and because little 'un hasn't had my attention much today, I am going to stay up probably until about 10, half 10 at least with him. And we'll have cuddles, and we're going to start reading. So books on the side beside me, and yeah, I feel really good now. I'm getting there. I'm really enjoying this book. It's just, there's a lot that I'm relating to. Of course, there's a couple of bits that I'm not relating to. Maybe I will in a few years. But just reading about being snack-accident prone and the accidental snacking. And I know I'm definitely someone that suffers with that problem. And if it's an age thing, I'm just going to accept it and embrace it. So the current chapter that I'm reading, I'm relating so much to. We've had the snack accidents. Now we're on hair today, hair tomorrow. And I just love the fact this chapter is called, Does This Straight Jacket Make Me Look Fat? And the fact that that is the chapter that I'm relating to the most so far. This one, we're talking about 1 minute you are a normal functioning human woman. You practice safe hair removal, armed with a Venus razor and easy access to a professional waxer. And then all of a sudden, you're not a run-of-the-mill adult woman, you're Chewbacca. Hair here and here and here. I mean, seriously, do we not all hit that stage? Please tell me I'm not the only one in middlehood and these guys that are hitting that stage. I just I'm absolutely loving this book. It is just making me laugh out loud, and I'm just not feeling so bad about some aspects of my life right now. But I may be having a snack accident soon. I am still in such an ethical pickle about this book. I've just read another 3 chapters because the chapters are only about half a dozen pages long each. I keep thinking if I read another couple of chapters, it'll change and I'll really start enjoying it. And I haven't had that yet. But because it's a Christmas book, I'm not ready to give up on it yet. And I don't know. I mean, she's met the guy now. They've gone out on a date. I think they're meeting later tonight and going on a date. There's another guy that's been brought into the equation. And again, it's the usual Christmas thing. You know what's going to happen. But it just feels so rushed. And unless they're going to drag out some massive crazy ending, I don't know why we're rushing so much. I really don't. But I'm just reluctant to DNF at this stage. I want to, but I want to give it another few chapters. And by the time I keep doing that, I'm going to have read it, aren't I? Am I going to keep doing that every night? Oh, just another couple of chapters. But I think I'm going to give it another couple of chapters. This is today's project. Well, this weekend's project. This is the dining room. And it's kind of known as the Christmas room. Hello, you. Because they're all presents and present accoutrements and my books, obviously. So I need this to be kind of a workable dining room. Oh my days. Hi everyone, it's now Saturday evening. It's about 5ish, 5:30, something like that. Everyone's been fed and watered. Dean's gone back to work. And I am going to spend a couple of hours wrapping presents. Had a pretty chilled-ish day. I have done some work. I'm having a makeup-free I had a bath and hair wash, kind of like a chill thing. We popped over to the pet shop to get some snails for the fish tank, as you do, and a couple of things to help clean it, because our fish seem to be quite minging fish, the naughty little sausages. So yeah, I'm going to do some wrapping now. I worked on the dining room last night, and I'll show you what it looks like now compared to what it did when I last videoed. So the table is clear, there's presents all around the side, however. I can't show you any more because there's people present that might watch this. But the point is, moving a couple of bags, we could actually sit and eat at the table, which is what I was aiming for. So I'm really happy with that. I even stuck a little tree up. Little tree, excuse me, are you helping? Is this you helping? We've got a massive bag here full of board games, because we love our board games, and then I've got a couple of piles here of jigsaws as well. So I need to tidy all these up, but I want them around for the festive season. Hey everyone, it's Sunday afternoon. It is, I don't know, what time is it? Could be anything. It is 20 to 2, and I am currently beavering away, cooking a roast dinner. Stuff on there. We've got stuff going on in here. All looking really good. But yeah, I've got the other half home for a couple of evenings, so I thought we'll make the most of it tonight. He should be home hopefully about 6ish, if not before. So I thought I'll treat him to a nice roast dinner. I've been at my parents' this morning. I was there for about 3 hours. We were just chatting and putting the world to rights. But now I'm home, my little man, prepping for the arrival of my bigger man. So I didn't do any reading last night. Why didn't I do reading last night? I was wrapping presents, and then I just got a bit tired. I got into Strictly. I think they've really stepped up their game, and I couldn't be distracted from the dances. And then when I went up to bed, I finished a couple of things that were that memorable. Hang on a minute. Let me just check what they were. Right, it was 2 graphic novels. So I finished Giant Days, which was about like a few university girls. I mean, it was sweet enough, sort of just what they get up to and that was nice. And then I read through Moon Cop, which was just about a police officer on the moon, and that was, I mean, it was sweet. They were both only 3 stars for me. I'm still getting into the graphic novels, so I'm not quite too sure of what kind of graphic novels I like at the moment, but I'm finding at night in bed they're kind of like a chill thing for me to read rather than getting into heavy novel. But I finished an audiobook last night that was Down Among the Sticks and Bones. I just checked the name of it then. That was a 5-star for me. It's the second in the Wayward Children series. The first one was a 5-star for me. This was a 5-star for me. I think I am going to love this series. So I've saved the others on script, but I now can't access them for a few days. I think this is the 1st of December, which is a shame because I'm in the office on my own tomorrow. I would have loved to have just binged another 2 or 3 of those. But I can wait. But yeah, I'm loving this series so far. So last night we found out about Jack and Jill and how the girls went through their first door. So it was absolutely fabulous. But anyway, I'm going to sign off this vlog now. Hopefully I'll get a chance to edit and upload this today. If not, I'll catch up with you very soon. I'm working on a few vlogs at the moment, so it's taking me a bit longer to edit because whereas like all my content before went in one video, I've got to go through it and go, actually no, that bit's for that video, that bit's for that video. But I am enjoying what I'm reading at the moment, so happy days. Have an awesome week.